Hello and welcome one and all, the atmosphere building very nicely here. Gorgeous, gorgeous evening, the skies are clear, the noise is fervent, the atmosphere frenetic. I'm Peter Drury and it's a pleasure to be alongside Jim Beglin.
Glad to be here, Peter, and I'm ready to rumble.
And the mood is boisterous. Tué! Oh, that was no routine save.
Really anticipated that well, didn't he? All he needs to do is to place this between the goalposts and basically let them attack it.
Dealt with nicely by the defence. He's gone for goal. Gave it a go, but off target.
Well, he's hit it well enough for me. I suppose it could be a deliberate attempt to just draw that defence out.
And he goes cross-field. Mendy. That has not gone well. Camavinga ventures forward. Now, can they get him away? Now it's Doué. Oh, there's the clearance. Doué showed plenty of zest in getting to the ball, but couldn't quite sort it out. In with the challenge. Chance here to counter. Who do you, Jim, see making the difference here?
Well, this fella, Upamecano, Peter, is well versed in the art of gegenpressing and quick counters, having been brought through a system that excels in both disciplines. If he's able to combine this with his passing, then you could look to him to trigger an awful lot of counter-attacks.
Yeah, he'll certainly be leaving his mark on this game, quite possibly actually at both ends. And here's Vinicius Junior. Camavinga. It's a good run he's making out on the left. Delivered low.
That's just playing it safe and simple.
Doué did well to step in there. That was more than necessary. Can he get on the end of this? No messing about, just bludgeoned away. Camavinga. Not getting too much time on the ball here. That is good pressing. So a third of the match or thereabouts gone, and we still await the first goal. Now Eder Militao. Mendy. And it's Rudiger. It's Camavinga. And it's Bellingham. Chouameni. And it's Alexander-Arnold. He's had it taken off him. Tries to pass it through. Mbappe! He's got away! Crosses it in here. Mendy clears it away. Camavinga can get it clear. No foul, says the referee. Quality ball. And here's Camavinga. Knocks it into space. Oh, well played, well played. He has a look up. Backward it goes.
They need to play this quicker in transitions like this.
Well, that tackle was certainly sturdy. Oh, that's well spotted. And it's gone back to the keeper. And here's Mbappe. Bumps him off it and wins back the ball. Camavinga. Bellingham.
It's a decent chance to counter-attack.
And there's green grass ahead of him. Can he finish? He's scored! And we have liftoff. The movement so precise, the finish sumptuous.
Yeah, when you're hit on the counter-attack like that, it's like walking into a sucker punch and they're dazed.
Madrid are in front now, the game's only goal.
Yeah, it's rare that one is enough though, Peter. I get the feeling they'll be wanting another as soon as possible.
And that's gone all the way through to the keeper. It's a pretty loose pass. Alexander-Arnold. Vinicius Junior. Done delicately. Saliba wins the duel this time. And here's Doué. And it's Rabiot. And that's a good ball. He's onside. Now the ball in. Cleared without hesitation. Aimed beyond the defence. He leaps for it. And oh, he's got that completely wrong.
Temps additionnel, 1 minute.
Might want to be careful there.
So a temporary halt to the action. So a steady, solid and more than satisfactory first half. They've got the lead and that gives them something to build on after the break. France trailing by the tightest of margins at half-time.
Well, let's not beat about the bush, Peter. It's been fairly flat and the support have had little to cheer about. So an awful lot of questions have got to be asked and the answers need to be found in a hurry.
Well, that is the first half done and we are ready for what follows in the second. That gets us going once more.
France can really do with some bigger names standing up here. At times they didn't even look as if they knew what they were doing.
Rabiot. That's been cut out, well played. Chouameni. Looking for a runner. Eden Militao cuts out the pass. He's had a shot! It's a goal! They have grabbed themselves an equaliser.
And that comes as a very welcome relief. Now let's see who's got what it takes to seize the initiative from here.
A horrible blip, a situation utterly avoidable that has resulted in considerable embarrassment.
Yeah, they've only got themselves to blame. Mistakes in those areas are very punishable.
France restore parity.
Well, I'd happily watch this every week, Peter. This is exactly what you want from a big game. Is that the first time we've seen them try that?
And the shot! Terrific save by Manuel. Hernandez getting this one clear. Oh, nice touch. Plays a sharp little ball here. Cross deflected behind for a corner. Impressive jump. But he's left disappointed.
Mbappe certainly knows that he's missed a real chance there, but he can't dwell on that. He needs to pick himself up and move on. Well, Peter, just see here how a lot of the attacking players aren't dropping back anymore.
And that means just one thing, I suppose.
Yeah, they...
And the shot! Goal! France! And the game is well and truly turned on its head. Unstoppable. Just how do they contain him?
Well, he had to deal with an awful lot of unwanted attention, but his tenacity won the day.
Well, this is what we've been waiting for.
Well, that's really winded the opposition. You can see their manager screaming on the touchline, telling his team to calm down, but they'll need to do that pretty quickly. It's composure from here.
I think that's offside. Yes, it is. So time for change, and this one has been on the cards for a little while. Change being made here, presumably to tighten their defence.
Yeah, and that's not totally surprising. The manager obviously felt his defence needed reinforcement.
Great chance! And it's in! A two-goal lead, and they're firmly in control. There was no getting to that, no getting to it at all. Expertly done.
Well, Peter, I think the keeper knew straight away he was never going to get to it.
Well, that has changed the dynamic somewhat.
Yeah, it's all happening now. There's been an upping of the intention and urgency, a real
chance for a shot! Just cruising! They are cruising! And And they are disappearing out of sight. And he stuck it away as if laser guided.
Just way too good, Peter. The keeper was never going to stop it.
So now the difference. Well, what a sight this is, a beautiful evening and the promise of a match that will really get the juices flowing. Well, I'm Peter Drury and I'm joined in the commentary box by the familiar figure of Jim Beglin.
Cheers, Peter. It's a privilege to be here, it really is.
Well, the stage is set for a stirring showdown here, the supporters in great voice, and there's a real sense of anticipation in the air. Game on. Well, there are plenty looking forward to seeing this, a capacity crowd here.
It'll be interesting to see how these teams will go about things in the knowledge that there's nothing riding on it.
Yeah, maybe there is some scope for experimentation.
Yeah, I suppose something different to the norm. That would be an interesting prospect. It could get combustible.
If you have just joined, you have just missed the kickoff. And that was very necessary. Doué, upright and purposeful. Now it's Thuram. Bit of an appeal, but nothing doing. Eder Militao did just about enough to come out on top there. Neither party overly willing to compromise. And he's had it nicked away. Looking to play him in. Thuram finding himself in space. And it's Rabiot. Nice interception. His positioning was spot on. Doué. Now there's a fine ball. Mbappe! Off the post! And he's cleared it out of harm's way. And here's Mbappe. Rudiger defending his corner stubbornly. Stood up very well to his man.
This is the time you need that pace. Mbappe really needed to concentrate on protecting the ball. Then again, he was being very closely marshalled. A lot of space here, a real opportunity.
France are enjoying the lion's share of possession, but nothing yet to show for it. Valverde, he's picked chance! Now, who's going to be first to this? A probing pass. Eder Militao cuts it out. And here's Valverde. Traoré. Camavinga. Passes coming off in quick succession here. Madrid are a team that's fond of the low block. They sure defend in numbers.
Yeah, the whole point being to go back to front as quickly as possible, Peter. Of course, once the ball has been won.
Yeah, ball's over the top, long diagonals, that's the plan. Driven in. Expertly cut out, really nicely done. Mendy. And it's Alexander-Arnold. For Valverde. Mendy. It's Vinicius Junior. Camavinga. 15 minutes till half-time. This is a promising build-up. He might be in here!
Well, a few of his teammates are quite furious with him as they felt they were within reach, but he made nothing of it. His boss doesn't look too amused either.
Turns back here, probably the best option. And it's with the keeper. Mendy. And it's Alexander-Arnold. Valverde. So still we are where we began. It's 0-0. Koundé producing a good steal there, showing a good level of alertness. Tries to pass it through. He has found the way through. Can he finish? It's bounced back off the post. And the whistle's gone, presumably for offside. Played back.
Really got in his face there, and it was well played.
Played into space. Now it's Mbappe. Bellingham. Camavinga.
It's the sort of situation that they'll want to capitalise on now.
Oh, he's burst through! Too much on it, and that is an easy claim for the keeper. Vinicius Junior. Mbappe. Doué. Nicely weighted ball. Goes for a shot! It's loose now, and they want to get it back. And he couldn't finish. And the referee has blown for half-time. A decent enough half, but neither side able to get on the score sheet. Time for some fresh ideas in the second period, perhaps. So between them, no goals at all so far.
It's not a bad game by any means, Peter, but it definitely needs an injection of some invention, creativity. There's so much you can do with all that industry by just adding a little bit of skill.
So we reach the halfway point, and neither side have yet been able to force the issue. It's 0-0. And we're already back up and running after half-time.
France are probably feeling relatively good about themselves, so I don't think the manager has seen anything to change in his half-time team talk.
Oh, that's fabulous. Well, the defence proved infallible then, but that won't be the last they'll see of him. Now it's Mbappe. Oh, important interception.
Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
Looking for the run. Alexander-Arnold gets into a good position. He is through here. Swings it across. Goal!
Boom! There we go. And it couldn't be much better. He was born for the glory he's just managed. The apple on top of the tree.
But inscrit.
The first breakthrough.
And talk about the perfect time to score. The manager's giving nothing away, but he'll be thrilled inside.
Well read, and the danger is averted. And the assistant referee has his flag raised for offside. Thuram. Madrid are looking to play on the counter here, aren't they?
Well, I think it's pretty clear they've changed their shape, certainly when defending at least, because they've got to be ready to hit them hard on the counter-attack, and that seems to be the plan.
Well, good play on the left-hand side here, and that has left him in a heap. Looking for options for movement. Your impression so far, Jim?
We've not seen much from this team as a whole, Peter. OK, that's largely due to the way their opponents have approached it, but they can up their game considerably, and I mean considerably.
And it's Valverde. Some intricate passing, looking to progress the ball. Now it's Valverde. That's a delicate pass. Skillfully cut out. He is so at ease on the ball. That's a cute ball. And again, they run up against stubborn defending. Played over towards the opposite flank. Camavinga. Tchouaméni. It's Camavinga. And he's forced to go back. Camavinga scooting forward. Oh, that's wonderful alertness. Chouameni. That's good running with the ball. Oh, there's a probing ball. And it's Doué. Oh, he's seen that early. Used a certain sixth sense. And he can clear it away.
France really are going about things in the right fashion, Peter. It's great to see.
There is an irresistible, irrepressible look about them here.
They just need to sort out their end product, and quickly. That's just playing it safe and simple.
I think that's offside. Yes, it is.
Changement
So
pour la
changes
France.
afoot here and
Le
from
numéro
both
9.
sides.
Le numéro 24. Le numéro 14. Le numéro 6.
Oh no, he's got that
Le
wrong.
numéro 4.
Madrid clearly have been instructed to kill this off. Offence is the best form of
Le
defence.
numéro 20. Le numéro 25. Le numéro 15.
Deftly
Changement.
away. Now it's Mbappe. Oh, the ball's run loose. Shoots! And a neat finish. There seemed no way back, but they are level. Whoever is in his path, he will always find a way.
Well, he had to deal with an awful lot of unwanted attention, but his tenacity won the day.
France restore parity.
Well, needless to say, Peter, they're eager to get going, but you have to wonder how much these boys have left in the tank.
Alaba. Chouameni knocks it into space. And he's there to get it away. Strong running down that left flank. He's found a way through.
Well, that might be that, Peter. Maybe both sides just going to have to settle for the draw now.
And he's heaved it away. Well, they've got it again.
Whatever happens, that's the kind of movement which raises hope.
He has a look up. Hoisted in. And that has earned a reprieve for the time being.
Il y aura 2 minutes de temps additionnel.
2 minutes to be added on. Rodrigo. Lovely pass, but can he get there? Koundé. And here's Mbappe. Well timed, excellent interception. Brahim Diaz. And the referee brings it to a close. So it is something for both, but ideal for neither. Both parties having to settle for what they get and hope for better in the weeks ahead. Well, what are your thoughts on today's game then, Jim? Hello and welcome one and all, the atmosphere building very nicely here. Gorgeous, gorgeous evening, the skies are clear, the noise is fervent, the atmosphere frenetic. I'm Peter Drury and this is Jim Beglin.
Thanks for the intro, Peter. I've been soaking up the atmosphere and I'm really looking forward to what lies in store.
Well, it looks like a big game, sounds like a big game, everyone involved is absolutely up for it. It is a true heavyweight clash.
Well, I wouldn't just look at this being another friendly, Peter.
Is that your own experience?
Yeah, if the opposition played like they meant business, we were obliged to return the favour. I don't think there's much difference here.
Things already rolling. Now, what about a counter-attack? Now it's Mbappe. Pinches it off him. Mendy. Just eases him off the ball. Now it's Turan. Oh, that is a good ball to find him.
Mbappe really needed to concentrate on protecting the ball. Then again, he was being very closely marshalled.
Now it's Turan. Jim, you've played in games of this nature. Who can make the difference?
Well, Peter, I don't think you're going to get many defenders who are as good as this fella, Koundé, when it comes to building from the back. I mean, he's always boasted impressive forward passes, where you see him hit the front line with diagonals, switch play. He's got a great, varied passing game, but I really have been surprised at how good a ball carrier he is.
No argument from me on that front. It's easy to see how his presence alone affects both sides. Doué. Looking to play him in. Lovely bit of skill. Mbappe! Oh, just lacked a decent finish.
Yeah, that was a fantastic run, and it showed how brilliantly energetic he is.
Oh, that's a key interception. And here's Mbappe. Lovely feet. And a chance! Same again, same outcome.
Oh, they're just unrelenting, Peter. Wave after wave of attacks. Now it's just a matter of making at least one of them count.
If you have just joined us, well, you've missed no goals. But it is clear to see that he is not at all happy with that.
Encouraged the pass with an intelligent run, but the pass just lacked pace.
Chance! He's delivered all right! One sweeping move, executed with deadly efficiency.
Madrid are such an adept counter-attacking team. They produced something out of nothing there. A few seconds was all it took for them to convert a defensive situation into a goal, and it's very impressive.
You felt it was coming, 1-0.
Yeah, and just as the manager's been reminding his players, this is the time where they can't afford to let their focus slip.
And they're quick to get it back. Well, the movement is slick, the speed is slippery. The defence, though, able to hold on this time. Doué.
Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
Thuram is onto this. Thuram unable to make it happen for all his good intentions. Chouameni. And here's Thuram. Thuram. Big chance! Well, now it's a race for the ball. It's an inviting-looking ball, that. And he was quick to react.
They want to be quick here. It's breakaway time.
Now it's Valverde. Half-time getting close now. And here's Mbappe. Stood up well to him there. And it's been hooked away. And here's Thuram. And that should get the job done. Aimed beyond the defence.
Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
Upamecano makes the interception. And here's Thuram.
Temps additionnel, 1 minute.
Valverde. Chance here to counter. Now it's Thuram. Look at the space here. Oh, that's a fine challenge.
That's just...
And the referee says that is that for the first half. Well, it's certainly simmered along nicely so far. Just the one goal in it, and it's all still very much up for grabs. France coming at half-time on the wrong end of a 1-0 scoreline.
Well, obviously things are not good, Peter. It seems the team were just a bit too busy playing within themselves, too tentative. They have to improve and make it fast.
So that's it for the first half, and everyone takes a well-earned rest. And hostilities have resumed at the start of the second half.
France really need to bring up their intensity and rhythm a notch or two, Peter. Just looked a step too slow on everything.
Mendy. Nicely weighted ball. Oh, no joy this time. Camavinga. Oh, that was vital. Now looking to orchestrate a counter. Oh, he's felt that, hasn't he? Alaba. France still behind thanks to that solitary strike. Well, now here's a good battle, bicep to bicep. That's really well manoeuvred. Camavinga did just about enough to come out on top there. Neither party overly willing to compromise. And he has been fouled there.
Well, if he's serious about trying from this range, I think he must feel he can generate the power. Big ask.
That was travelling.
Well, Peter, just see here how a lot of the attacking players aren't dropping back anymore.
And that means just one thing, I suppose.
Yeah, they just simply want to engage the counter-attack.
Mendy. And it's Rabiot. Shot could be on. Closing in on goal. Ah, such a clever touch. And they've got rid. And claimed it back swiftly. Cleared away. And that has left him in a heap. Mbappe is herring after that one. Madrid have reclaimed it. Looking for a runner. Well timed, excellent interception. Now it's Mbappe. Camavinga.
Well, it's definitely the right attitude and application, Peter. They've got to keep pushing.
This is a really front-footed approach.
Well, the question now is whether they can sustain it.
And he's being shifted off it. Your impression so far, Jim?
France are very much in the game and matching the opposition for chances.
Thuram really was well marshalled there because he was denied the opportunity to turn.
Almost 75 minutes on the clock now. Doué. And he thumps it clear. There will be a throw-in. Madrid can now introduce the first of their substitutes.
Changement pour la France. Le numéro 9, le numéro 24, le numéro 14, le numéro 6, le numéro 4. À leur place, le numéro 7, le numéro 11, le numéro 20, le numéro 25, le numéro 15. Attention, changement.
Looking for options for movement. Lofted in.
France really might just end up kicking themselves after that. That could well have been it.
Mbappe being given no time to dwell on the ball here.
Well, they seem intent on marking him out of the game. They're certainly trying to wind them up in the process, Peter.
Goulet. Mbappe takes a shot! And that's a good finish. And surely that does it! Perfect time, decisive strike. A momentary lapse mercilessly exploited. They were absolutely lethal.
Well, a little more decisiveness on the ball and that probably wouldn't have happened, but still, it was very well played. Great pressure to force the error.
Madrid are sitting pretty, 2-0 up.
Well, I think it's just the reward for their application. They've played with great courage to try and kill this off, and for me, it looks like they've just about done it.
Threads one in, shapes to shoot! It's a goal! Wonderfully smooth, smart and slick.
Well, I was impressed with both the movement and the pass, both causing lots of problems for that defence.
And
in a trice, the substitute has scored already.
That's just as the manager would have seen it, an impact sub.
A shift in momentum, perhaps.
Well, I think they have every chance of levelling this now, Peter, but they've got to stay calm and not go completely gung-ho.
It's played through for him. Mbappe. Vinicius Junior. Oh, sweet feet. And it's Camavinga. Looking to play him in. He has a look up. And he opts to go forward. Foot in. Deep into stoppage time. And the keeper's got it again. And he cuts out the supply. That is ended up in no man's land. And that is it. The referee has seen enough. Well, this was a game they could so easily have won on another... Welcome to those who have joined us all here on a beautiful, clear evening. The conditions contributing to a fantastic atmosphere in the stands. This really is the place to be. I'm Peter Drury, and joining me here, our expert, Jim Beglin.
Thanks, Peter. It's a pleasure and a privilege for me to be here.
Well, it looks like a big game, sounds like a big game. Everyone involved is absolutely up for it. Well, there are plenty looking forward to seeing this, a capacity crowd here.
Well, it certainly doesn't feel like a friendly to me, Peter.
The atmosphere, absolutely that of a premium contest.
Yeah, and this crowd are demanding the most from their players, and it looks like they might get what they came for.
If you have just joined, you have just missed the kickoff. And he's chosen to go back. Now, what about a counter-attack? Now it's Camavinga. Mbappe! He's Mbappe! And that was too close for comfort.
Oh, he overcooked that one, aiming for perfection, and he got it slightly wrong.
Bellingham. Who do you think this turns on, Jim?
The defensive qualities of William Saliba. For me, Peter, he's someone who's shown great leadership from such a young age when starting his career in France. I see a lot of bravery and courage, and I think they're words you associate with somebody who is very good in both boxes.
No argument from me on that front. It's easy to see how his presence alone affects both sides. It is a corner, good chance. Madrid with their first corner, the first in the game for either side, actually. And it's hoisted clear. Tries the cross. And now a sudden chance to counter. Mbappe. Still goalless. Bellingham.
Madrid really look like a team that's set up to absorb pressure. They don't mind being on the back foot.
But with something up their sleeve.
Yeah, they clearly feel they can hit hard on the counter-attack thanks to their pacey options.
Chouameni. And it's Hernandez. And here's Mbappe. Bellingham. And no, that was never going to make it. Oh, a delicate chip through. Mendy. That is good pressure, just hounded him off it. Played with finesse. Towering header! And oh, he's got that completely wrong. He's a sharp little ball here. Chouameni. Valverde. Vinicius Junior. Oh, that's fabulous. Out of play for a goal kick. A poorly directed kick from the keeper, he's given it away. Good running, strong and purposeful. And it's Alexander-Arnold. Incoming delivery. Saliba tries to clear. Mbappe. Doué. Now it's Camavinga. Now it's Thuram. Looking to play him in. Alexander-Arnold is there and he can get that clear. Camavinga is there and he can pick it up. Now it's Thuram.
Thuram clearly held on to it far too long there. Did he do enough to find someone? He looked as if he had his mind set on trying to do everything his way.
Chouameni. Half-time rapidly approaching and it's still goalless.
That's just playing it safe and simple.
Well, that defending is unapologetically persistent. It's almost personal, and it had to be. And it's Valverde. Chouameni. Camavinga. Valverde. Valverde has it out wide and in space. Madrid have themselves a corner, I think. Yes, they do. It's their second corner of the game. That's a decent clearance. Rudiger. Eder Militao. And Alaba. And they've switched it over to the other side.
Additionnel, 1 minute.
They've got to be quick moving this forward.
Vinicius Junior. That's the end of the first 45. It hasn't been a bad watch, not by any means. The intensity levels are there. We've just lacked that telling breakthrough moment. So your views on the first half?
Well, at least the defence can look back on a job pretty well done so far, Peter. I think they've squeezed the play quite well and they've been relentless in their pressing. So the energy levels have looked good.
So we are still where we were at the beginning. It is 0-0 at the break. The second half is up and running. So the first half brought no goals. Not the most accurate pass. Looking for options for movement. Now it's Camavinga. And he's gone looking for safety. And here's Doué. And it's Rabiot. Valverde. Bellingham. Always onto this. Gets himself into trouble and he's lost it. Done delicately. He is real chance! It's hit the upright. And he should have made them pay.
What a pass. One that literally dropped into his path. It was asking to be finished.
Oh, great leap! Denied by an instinctive save.
Chouameni really must be thinking what he has to do to score there.
Looking for the run. Oh, that's clever. Courtois claims comfortably. Alaba. Well, into the second half, and it's still goalless. Alexander-Arnold. And it's dealt with by the outrushing keeper.
Well, the moans and groans from the stands now are very audible.
Looking to pass their way up the pitch. Now it's Thuram. And here's Doué. Rabiot. Picked out, and a chance! And he's stuck it away! The movement so precise, the finish sumptuous.
France are such an adept counter-attacking team. They produced something out of nothing there. A few seconds was all it took for them to convert a defensive situation into a goal, and it's very impressive.
The first breakthrough.
Look, you can't deny that it's a blow, but this game is far from unsalvageable.
Now it's Mbappe.
Well, Peter, just see here how a lot of the attacking players aren't dropping back anymore.
He's having a shot! And that is certainly not what he had in mind.
Well, there's always that risk, Peter, when a team commits too many numbers forward. You can't help but leave some gaps at the back.
Changement pour la France. Le numéro 9.
Well, the two coaches are signalling changes here, both at the same time.
Le numéro 24. À leur place.
So, Jim, what are you thinking?
Well, while the temptation's always there, Peter, I think it would be ill-advised of them to try settle for what they've got.
That's a nicely weighted pass. Too much on it, and that is an easy claim for the keeper. Well, they could break here. Can he get it through? Oh, just skips past his man. Well, that's pretty clear. It is a foul. Yellow or red? It is red. Well, there may be some scope for debate over the seriousness of the offence, but none over its repercussions. They'll have to see out the rest of the game with 10 men.
Well, you either commit a foul and take one for the team, or just stand by and concede a potential goal. It's not a great choice, Peter, but I think I do the former in that position.
So we have further activity on the bench here. A swift reaction then, and the boss opting to reshuffle his defence.
Yeah, and that's not totally surprising. The manager obviously felt his defence needed reinforcement. He can't afford a repeat.
This certainly looks appetising, well within shooting range. And now as good a time as any to pull level. Voila! That's a fine save.
Absolutely terrific, terrific reflexes. Goalkeeping at its very best.
Hernandez going forward. Well played, that has snuffed out the danger. Chouameni, Brahim Diaz. Spread to the right. He's found space here. Rudiger gathers from the goal kick. Just a quarter of an hour to play. And it's Mendy. Vinicius Junior. Nice control. Well, that's surely a foul. Free kick.
Disappointing, very disappointing. He knew what he was doing, as deliberate and cynical as it comes.
Great chance here from position A1. And this is a great chance to get themselves back square. Mbappe. This looks promising. He's had a shot! Corner number 4 coming up here. Last-ditch defending, but that'll do. And the two sides separated by the game's only breakthrough moment to this point. And the score is 1-0. Showing good feet. Now it's Brahim Diaz. And he's there to clear it.
Madrid really are showing all the necessary urgency, but it's potency they need.
And he's straight offside. And that has earned a reprieve for the time being. 5 minutes left on the clock. And it's Diaz. Goulet. France close now to seeing this one through to the end. Conte. Mbappe chasing after it. Brahim Diaz. Now is this the final assault?
Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
So here comes the substitution.
I think you have to admire his willingness to keep plugging away, but the manager has done him a big favour, I think, by taking him off. You know, he was looking very, very leggy.
And that has put paid to that. Now he's got space here. And that's a throw-in.
Look, there has to be more urgency here. The ball has to get to the other end much faster.
Brahim Diaz. Kante does well to get it back. Oh, now he can run away with it. Now, can they get him away? That is lovely. He has found the way through. Chance to deliver. Rudiger clears it away. Struck first time. And that is wildly off target.
Changement.
So a bit of a revolving door here. Lots and lots of change. That should be it. That will be it. Well, that was tense. Boy, that was tense. The two sides separated by the game's only goal. So welcome one and all to a picturesque evening here. A clear night, all the ingredients for a showcase game that the passionate crowd demands. I'm Peter Drury, and providing analysis and expert opinion alongside me will be Jim Beglin.
Glad to be here, Peter, and I'm ready to rumble.
Well, the stage is set for a stirring showdown here. The supporters in great voice, and there's a real sense of anticipation in the air. Game on. It is a monster. Can he finish? Kylian Mbappe! You just cannot stop him!
Well, we can only hope that this has set the tone for what's to come. Captain Majestic has stunned the whole arena.
I think you have to appreciate the simplicity and...
And the finish! Hernandez gets it clear. Koundé. Nice-looking ball. Mignon claims comfortably. And he has slightly undercooked that one.
France clearly should have gone for the easier pass. Now they'll have to quickly regroup.
That pass has been well intercepted. So just the one early goal to report so far. And the score is 1-0. Shifted upfield. And he's straight offside. Looking to play him in. Oh, he's enjoyed that. He evidently loves the contest. Good ball, good take. Doué. That is Conte. And here's Mbappe. Can he get it through? Camavinga charging forward, the ball at his feet. Well-timed, excellent interception. Well, that tackle was certainly sturdy. Looking for options for movement. Kante unable to make it happen for all his good intentions. Mbappe, here's onto this. Conte. Doué. And he skips past his man.
Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
Traoré. Showing good feet. Gives it back.
Really got in his face there, and it was well played. Yeah, they were looking for a counter-attack.
Mbappe receives it in a good position here. Lovely pass, but can he get there? Koundé, and it's been played through. Space for him to turn and look. He's got away. And the ball is out of play. Chouameni. Now it's Thuram. Bumps him off it and wins back the ball. Chouameni. That is good pressure, just hounded him off it. Kante cuts a frustrated figure right now, he just cannot get away.
They're just trying to negate his influence, and it looks like whatever it takes.
And here's Mbappe.
Mbappe really needed to concentrate on protecting the ball. Then again, he was being very closely marshalled.
Still no way through. The defending here is resolute. And here's Mbappe. Done delicately. And he gets rid in a hurry.
Size really matters, and it's time to make it matter now.
That's destined for the flank. Well, it's gone out again, and so we'll have a repeat corner. France have their second corner now. That has been knocked clear. Quality ball. France have the chance to go the other way. Oh, well cut out, no margin for error there at all. Mbappe is herring after that one. That's good vision, and it's made its way to him. Tries a shot! And there's a goal! France are back on level terms. The movement so precise, the finish sumptuous.
Just when they thought they may be in at one end, they end up shipping a goal at the other, and it's all due to wonderful counter-attacking. They hardly had time to even react, and there's only one word to describe that: clinical.
It's starting to look very interesting, this.
Well,
Mbappe! Good run, lovely take, but that is where it stopped.
Such sharp play, and he's been looking so good this half, and yet he doesn't convert.
Il y aura 2 minutes de temps additionnel.
And here's Mbappe. Knocks it out wide. Mbappe! Oh, that's nice. Opts to play it back. Doué clears. And it's half-time. So it's all square. Neither side has been able to make a telling difference, but it hasn't been for the lack of trying. So it's one each. How are you seeing it, Jim?
Well, it's been an intriguing watch. A really nice contrast of styles that seem to suit both teams pretty well. And who's ultimately going to win it? It's anyone's guess still.
So all square at half-time, each side matching the other blow for blow at the break. Back on the way then. He's having a hit! Straight at the keeper.
Yeah, we can't fault him for the attempt, although it might have been a case of momentary tunnel vision then.
Now it's Thuram. Some intricate passing, looking to progress the ball. And he's there to belt it away. Koundé.
They've got to be quick moving this forward.
Chouameni. And Koundé. Played towards the other side. And it's Hernandez. Conte. Well, that is one way to stop him. Saliba with the clearance. And he's only too happy to take that back. And Koundé. Upamecano. That's good pressing, squeezing the play. Passing nice and neat. France are looking to play on the counter here, aren't they?
Well, I think it's pretty clear they've changed their shape, certainly when defending at least, because they've got to be ready to hit them hard on the counter-attack, and that seems to be the plan.
You would think that now would be a good time to consider some changes.
It's about risk-taking and boldness now. Are we going to see any activity from the bench?
And he's forced to go back. Konate. Well, he's going to be disappointed with that. And the pass is intercepted. And that's really well manoeuvred. Mbappe. Oh, shooting chance! Goal, France! And the comeback is complete. The lightness of step, the sharpness of movement, the certainty of finish.
I'm not making any apologies, but I was willing him to supply the finish, and he came up trumps.
France with the lead.
Yeah, I always felt this was coming. There was a clear increase in both intensity and tempo. Now all they need is to try and maintain it.
You have to say that was an exemplary tackle. Stopped him dead in his tracks. Koundé closing in on the last quarter of an hour. Searching pass he's played there.
France may only be one behind, but they're showing much in terms of threatening parity.
And he's got the beating of his man. Shoots! Oh, so close to what would have been a memorable goal.
Oh, what a chance. And after doing all the hard work as well, he'll be kicking himself here.
Changement pour la France. Le numéro 9.
So we have movement on both benches. A swift reaction then, and the boss opting to reshuffle his defence.
Yeah, and that's not totally surprising. The manager obviously felt his defence needed reinforcement. He can't afford a repeat.
Rabiot, now Mbappe.
Le numéro 15.
It's
Le
Hernandez.
numéro 25. Changement
Neatly
en cours.
clipped into space.
They may end up with some regret with this tactic, but you have to admire their commitment to goals.
That has not gone well. Well, this could be it, bar something close to a minor miracle.
Well, I like to see, Peter, that they haven't given up yet, so the spirit burns on.
And here's Dembele. Camavinga. Dembele. And that has left him in a heap. Hernandez.
They're avoiding the blatantly obvious by not getting the ball into the opposition box. That's where it has to be.
Can he get on the end of this? Decent chance! And it's hit the woodwork and out! Opts for safety, no unnecessary risks, and the game is petering out here. Kamavinga, cute ball now, how can he reach it? Thuram, he's shifting through the gears here.
Il y aura 2 minutes de temps
Thuram
additionnel.
finding himself in space. Here comes the cross. Keeper has taken decisive action. Olise. Confirmation that there will be 2 minutes stoppage time. And that is as far as it goes. France illustrating perfectly the fickle nature of football. Everything looked so good for them to start with. Welcome to those who have joined us all here on a beautiful, clear evening. The conditions contributing to a fantastic atmosphere in the stands. This really is the place to be. I'm Peter Drury, and it's a pleasure to be alongside Jim Beglin.
Hi everyone, and thanks Peter, it's great to be on board.
And the mood is boisterous. It is a perfect ambience for the central characters who are ready now to perform. Well, this is the perfect game for all parties, not least the neutrals who've just come to enjoy it.
It'll be interesting to see how these teams will go about things in the knowledge that there's nothing riding on it.
Yeah, maybe there is some scope for experimentation.
Yeah, I suppose something different to the norm, that would be...
And the shot! Oh, just lacked a decent finish.
Madrid certainly looks sharp there. They're very well drilled in this art of counter-attacking.
Probing pass. Well, the run has been sold a little bit short there.
Well, everything up to the final pass looked decent. They just couldn't pick out that killer ball.
Oh, nicely intercepted. Rudiger. It's just beyond his reach. Oh, it's Dembele. Tries to play it through.
Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
That's a throw. He's found a way past. Cross goes in there. And that has been cleared. France with the corner, they're first. And that has been knocked clear. Madrid have the chance to go the other way. This is Dembele. Crosses it in. France can try it again now. Corner number 2 then. Chance! And that has been cleared. Can he get it through? And now they can spring out of defence.
That's just playing it safe and simple.
No change to the score, 0-0 it remains. Alaba can clear it away. Aim forwards. No, that's been intercepted. Chouameni. Turan receives it in a... Tries a shot! Goal! France! And France are in front. It was a great finish. He put it away with great poise, dead-eye accuracy.
That's expertly finished, and he's done that so often.
So the first moment of real significance.
Well, this should allow them to be a bit more expansive, although they'll be wise to be cautious for now.
Oh, he'd have done well to reach that.
They'll want to make the most of this turnover.
That's a good ball out wide. Great work on the overlap. Vinicius Junior! And oh, he's got that completely wrong.
Well, there's always that risk, Peter, when a team commits too many numbers forward. You can't help but leave some gaps at the back.
And he plays one through. Mbappe! Delivery from Mbappe. Mendy is there, and he can get that clear. Dembele. He's a sharp little ball here. And the whistle's gone, presumably for offside. Looking for the run. Thuram is herring after that one. Oh, it's Dembele. And it's made its way to him. That is ended up in no man's land. Rudiger cuts out the pass. Vinicius Junior. Now it's Thuram.
Well, yet another interception and a show of anticipation to be commended.
Mbappe! He's done very well to get to that.
Really anticipated that well, didn't he?
Corner number 3 coming up. And he's made sure that's not getting through. And it's been hooked away. Can he get on the end of this? Well, it's gone out again, and so we'll have a repeat corner. So their 4th corner of the game. And that has earned a reprieve for the time being. Madrid are looking to go forward now. This looks promising. That is lovely. And he's had it nicked away. There's a beautiful simplicity about this contest. Willing running on one side, dogged defence on the other. And he welcomes it in. Bellingham. Well, that is good. Super running, sharp movement. Came up against a defender, though, who was ever so determined. Oh, it's Dembele. He won't be happy with that one. Back to the keeper it goes. And the two sides separated by the game's only breakthrough moment to this point. 1-0 the score.
Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
Bellingham looking for a runner. And that has been knocked clear. So, a temporary halt to the action. Well, there were plenty of talking points in that first half, but just the one goal. It's still anybody's game here.
Souhaitons tous la bienvenue à
France
nos
go in
joueurs.
at half-time with a 1-0 lead.
I think on the whole the team linked up very well and has been organised, hence their position. They can afford to be a little braver with the ball, I think, something they'll be told many times, I'm sure, during the interval.
France are in a pretty decent position after 45 minutes. 1-0 to the good. Madrid can make their change now with a break in play. So let's get the ball rolling. France currently ahead by the smallest of margins. Now Mendy.
You can never be short of runners into space, as long as the space left behind is filled.
And it's Arda Güler. Takes a shot! Oh, good finish! They have grabbed themselves an equaliser!
Well, it looks like we have ourselves a real game here now, Peter. They've been rewarded for their courage, for their attitude, for their application, and now they'll want another.
Calm, composed, confident. What a super goal.
Well, he's a defender's nightmare. You try to send him one way, and he just slips the other.
And very quickly, the substitute made his mark.
That's just as the manager would have seen it, an impact sub.
We're looking at a different game now.
Well, this is to be expected, Peter, when you've got two strong teams of fairly equal standing. The outcome should all come down to finishing.
Chouameni.
France really just need to be careful for the next 10 minutes or so, deal with the pressure and come again.
And he was quick to react. Camavinga. That's a sharp pass. Great vision. Thuram. That's gone all the way through to the keeper. Vinicius Junior. He's shifting through the gears here. No way through, so back it comes. And here's Mbappe. Mbappe showed plenty of zest in getting to the ball, but couldn't quite sort it out. Bellingham. Well, the manager might be thinking of shuffling his pack here.
Well, you would hope for some movement off the bench, Peter, knowing you get an extra sub in extra time.
Now it's Mbappe, and he's picked out the run. Shoots! Goal, France! And they get themselves in front! One sweeping move, executed with deadly efficiency.
Yeah, when you're hit on the counter-attack like that, it's like walking into a sucker punch, and they're dazed.
Changement pour la France. Le numéro 7.
Well, the two coaches are signalling changes here, both at the same time.
À leur place,
France
le
with the
numéro
lead.
24, le numéro 14, le numéro 12.
Chouameni.
Attention, changement.
And it's Arda Güler. Nice bit of skill, and he's away. Good ball, good take. Saliba gets it clear. And it's Diaz. Goulet. No, he wasn't going to be fooled.
They need to play this quicker in transitions like this.
Eder Militao gets across to intercept that. There will be a throw-in. Has a look up and delivers. Oh, he had to make that, and he did make it. Looking here to chip it through. And the assistant referee rightly gives him offside.
Well, Peter, just see here how a lot of the attacking players aren't dropping back anymore.
And that means just one thing, I suppose.
Yeah, they just simply want to engage the counter-attack.
France clearly have been instructed to kill this off. Offence is the best form of defence.
Oh, that's fabulous. Ball is over the line.
Changement pour la France. Le numéro 22, le numéro 25, le numéro 4. À leur place, le numéro 3, Digne.
Nice control.
11, le numéro 15.
Rodrigo.
Changement.
That's tidy. Rudiger. And Carvajal. That's gone for a throw-in. Oh, good steal. He just read it. Not the most accurate pass. Nicely weighted ball. Now it's Doué. And here's Mbappe. He has a look up. He's having a shot! And that's a sharp finish. And that should do it! Within sight of the finish line. Simplicity itself.
Well, that's really well played, Peter. You have to appreciate the simplicity of it all. Killer pass.